Hey guys, Carlos Cortez here. Thanks for tuning in for another episode of Scriptures and Wall Street. I am very excited about our new listeners. We've gotten tons of emails, tons of exposure about on Scriptures and Wall Street, just having new people tuning in. And before I get started, please be sure to go on Rumble and like and subscribe to our new channel over there at Scriptures and Wall Street. Just type in Scriptures and Wall Street on our new channel, and you can literally see some exclusive content just for that channel alone. We're building that new channel out, so I'd really appreciate you logging in and checking it out. We are on Rumble. You can find us on Rumble on Scriptures and Wall Street, where I literally just pull over inside a road and just start filming and talking, and pictures of family and just pictures of me in the office and videos of daily interactions. And you never know what I'll post about. So head over there. Like and subscribe. But today's discussion is actually going to be very simple. I just wanted to talk about the worries of our economy, which is very concerning. Especially let's not even talking about Israel and Hamas, the war in Ukraine, or what have you. I'm not even want to talk about that. That's another geopolitical issue. I really want to just focus here on America, because we got a lot of distractions, tons of distractions. And quite frankly, it's getting really, really annoying in regards to just like what to do with your money, what to do with the markets. A lot of clients are still sitting in cash. I don't know why. That tells me that they're scared. They don't know what to do. But is it really the safe place? And so I really just want to have a conversation on that. For those of you that are leaning into more and more information or wanting more information, let's just have a dialogue on that. Like, what do we do during these crazy, uncharted water times? It's causing a lot of fear, uncertainty, and doubt. And a lot of people are fudding, and we're getting a lot of calls and I don't want to sound like I'm beating a dead horse here, but we got a lot of new listeners, and I want to make sure you guys are kind of sped up and caught up on what really, really is happening. But before I get into heavy in that, I just want to say everything on this podcast should be taken as education and information purposes only, and not investment advice. If you would like investment advice, give us a call, 813-448-3446, or simply visit us at cortezwm.com. You can download our free guide at americafirstretirementplan.com. And more importantly, we have a book. So if you give us a call and you have a meeting with us, I will be glad to personally sign this book and send it your way. Again, all you got to do is go to cortezwm.com. And if you're a current client, just call us and say, hey, I want my book. And I'll sign it and I'll ship it out to you. No questions asked. It's yours. I haven't made any money off these books. I bought a bunch of them, had them all published, hardback. I think they're going for $16, but maybe I'll sell them. But right now, I don't feel like selling them. I don't care to make a profit off of it. I just want to get the information out to you so you can determine, so you can actually have a new perspective. Basically, the book talks about why we're not getting a reasonable rate of return, why the Wall Street is not transparent, why we are funding China. More importantly, we're funding these ESGs. As you guys know, that Joe Biden wants to continue to push this Green New Deal, this green energy, this ESG, environmental social governance, that literally caters to everything that you disagree with as a person of faith or as an American. We don't want to fund the LGBT legislation. We don't want to fund the LGBT penetration into our schools and into our laws and into pretty much the books, right? So the public schools have these like books on transgender. And yeah, DeSantis wants to pull those books out of our libraries because it is brainwashing children. So yeah, you don't really have anything to complain about if you're not doing anything. And It starts with where your money is at. Do you have a relationship with your advisor? Is your advisor on the same page with you? Where are he or she? Are they working at the big banks? Are they working at banks that are public traded companies? Why are they working there? Well, what else is working over there? Is it your portfolio? Are you funding the BlackRocks and the Amazon and the Pfizers of the world? There's a lot to this, guys. The Bible says we don't wrestle between flesh and blood, but rulers of darkness and in wicked places and principalities, right? Dominions and principalities. So we need to break that by honoring our investments, by honoring God, by investing in things that actually are pleasing to God. And one of the major questions you should be asking your advisor is what industries do you invest in? Or they should be asking you what industries are off the tables for you. And you'll be surprised what the advisors will say out there. You'll be surprised. But look, banks are falling apart, man. Like banks are falling apart. I already said it. So check this out. You guys probably thought I was going crazy, but fake news, CNN has already reported that the Fed was coming out today. I'm recording this on the 1st, midnight, before I go to bed. Inflation is not at 2%, Jerome Powell and world. As you go in your everyday life, you're spending more and more money on food, OJ, diapers, milk, eggs, tires, your necessities, like getting to work. Gas is ridiculous. Like diesel is over daggone near $5 right now. I drive a diesel truck. And yeah, we get more it lasts longer, you get more miles per gallon. But man, it's expensive to fill up a diesel truck these days. Thank God I work from home and my office is only a few miles away from my house. But look, I mean, I feel for America. We are in the cusp. We are in the with Bidenomics. And do not fall victim to the media. The media is not telling you the truth. Like, I read all the Yahoo reports and I read all the mass media garbage that they're promoting. They literally are promoting Biden. Like if he's doing good and like these job reports. Meanwhile, banks are falling over like crazy. Look, I understand that we have an inverted yield curve. I've already said this a gazillion times. An inverted yield curve, as you guys know, for our new listeners, for those of you that don't know what an inverted yield curve, basically when that 2-year treasury is paying more than that 5-year treasury, that tells the whole world and the whole economy, like, hey, we're kind of jacked up here. We are twisted like a pretzel, and we need to be unraveled. And what that looks like is that there's fear in the marketplaces. There's lack of confidence in the economy. There's lack of confidence in our GDP, in our debt spending, our uncontrollable debt. The BIS has already said, hey, United States, there's something freaking going on here, dude. Like, get your junk together because we're creating a whole new currency with the Brazil, Russia, India, and China, South Africa movement that we don't even agree with your dollar anymore. Like, we don't even agree with your dollar anymore. Speaking of which, I'm going to take my wallet out. I hope I have cash. Got a little bit of cash. So, I encourage you, like right now, if you can, while you're watching this, go to the bank, go to your ATM machine, take some money out. Just take some money out and spend it in the economy. Like, force it. Try not to use your debit card as much, right? Because what's this going to do? It's going to delay the CBDC. If we all just take a 20 out or $1 or a $5 and start using it, every single American, we will delay this garbage CBDC that they're trying to impose on us, man. Like, really would. So one thing about business and economy is that it's always adapting and adjusting. You got to go where the business is at, is really the key component of business. Like, create a solution for millions of people. Like that's what I've done with the America First Retirement Plan. You don't even know that there's a solution, but I created it because God gave me a vision like, hey, we should fix this. We should fix this Wall Street thing. I believe on Wall Street there's a lot of corruption and it's been terrible over the past 20 years since I started. But I believe in the American spirit. I believe our soldiers have died for our freedoms, for the spirit of enterprise. And that includes Wall Street. Like, we are America because we have invested in capitalism, not socialism, not democratic socialism, but straight up raw capitalism. Yes, capitalism. You know, the ones that build those big skyscrapers and those lights when New York was a really cool place to be at, in Times Square, and all those beautiful lights and expensive billboards. And it's beautiful. I mean, it is absolutely beautiful. The architect of Chicago and all these big cities. I get fascinated every time I visit them. But it's sad. It really is sad to see the downfall of America just by the victim card, by the wussification, by the exodus of using the word God and Jesus in schools and in everyday talks. Like, God has not been in anywhere. We've taken him out and expect us to have blessings. Are you freaking kidding me, dude? Like, God, yes, is a God of love, but he's not a gummy bear deity. He's not a gummy bear deity. He's not a pushover. He will knock you over like an ironclad fist. He is a God of justice. And Second Chronicle tells us if we could stop, humble ourselves, turn from our wicked ways, he will heal our land. And that's all we are begging for, God, is to heal our land. But we can't do it if we're taking God out of everything, man. And it starts with the home. It starts with the man. The man is getting so weak. The man is like there's reports that men don't even want to go to work. Like, there is a massive decline of depression and addiction through men. And this is why we're having these crazy problems, and feminism is taking over, and men want to act like feminist and wear purses. You guys see like the Duke basketball player and this guy Caleb Williams painting his nails, and that sucks because I grew up in North Carolina and I'm a Dookie. I actually love Duke, but I stopped watching Duke basketball once they started taking the knee and doing a BLM. Like, I haven't watched college basketball in a long time. And to see, you know, after COVID, I kind of like not looked at, I don't even watch NBA, by the way. I literally just watch UFC. I mainly watch hockey. I'm pretty sad that the Lightning are out, but you guys know I'm from North Carolina, so go Canes. I love the Hurricanes, but I like sports that don't disrespect our flag. Like, how hard is that? And as much as I love football, I still watch football, but it's not the same anymore, man. Like, they're wearing these stuff like, you know, racism matters and, you know, all lives matter. Like, get out of here, man. Freaking victim card crap. Like, dude, when I was growing up playing any sports, it didn't matter if you're black, white, red, or pink, or brown, light brown, like I am. Dude, we're there to score and win games. And if you sucked, you were benched, and you were told you sucked and you need to work on. None of this, oh, you hurt my feelings. Oh my God, I can't stand this coach. He hurt my feelings. Man, get the freak out of here, dog. Like, seriously, man the hell up, man. So we have like the wussification of a man, even at an early age, with this, you know, he hurt my feelings thing. And so we gotta straighten up and man the heck up, man. And we see this in our American society, like, we're completely weak. You know, maybe it's the tablets, maybe it's the digital softening of our kids. Like, the kids now, their core, they, like, most kids don't have abs now because they're sitting down, slouched. They're playing video games. They're watching an iPad. They're watching YouTube pranks, whatever. And they're spending hours on hours on hours on TikTok and YouTube and, like, sharing videos. And they're so sedentary right now that they don't even get out. So it's showing up, man. It really is. We got to fix that as parents, guys. We got to fix that. Take them outside. Like my kids, like if they get in trouble, they have to run around the block. They just got to run around the block. So my neighbors are like, why are your kids running crazy outside? Well, they're in trouble. I don't spank my kids. I make them run. And I'll make them run in my house. I got two sets of two sets of stairs, and they'll just run 10 times, right? So I'll make them do burpees. They hate burpees, but look, my kids are in shape because they get in trouble. They're doing some exercises. That's how I grew up. But look, yeah, the BRICS, man, they're gaining some heat right now. The BRICS are gaining some heat, and it's interesting because 5 years ago, just 5 years ago, you said, China, Brazil, Russia, India, South Africa, they're all collaborating, creating a currency, and one day they're going to like try to supersede the U.S. economy. I would have laughed and called you silly, but now it's starting to be a threat. It actually is starting to be a threat. I really don't think it's going to work out because you got communists trying to work out with people that want capitalism but still are embedded in socialism, aka Brazil and India. And now you have communists like Russia and China. Like, they're not going to get along, man. They both want to rule the world. And then you throw in India, which India wants, they don't want to like badmouth America. They don't want to be in the qualms, like they don't want to be in the crosshairs. So I don't think it will work out. I know there's so many countries that are with BRICS. Excuse me. That are with the BRICS. But the thing is that we're still the number one exporter, importer. And do you really want to mess with us at that level? So, yeah, they can't. They have their own currency. Like, it is going to be gold back. We understand that. We understand that the dollar could be negatively impacted and potentially crash. We totally get that. So what does that mean? What does that mean, guys, if the dollar crashes? What are you doing today? Are you saying, I'm going to just buy silver and gold, throw some scriptures on it, and hopefully it's religiously exempt? Are you buying public precious metals? Like, what are you doing with your precious metals? So we get this question a lot. And so my question to you about precious metals is, look, I personally own precious metals in a bug out bag. Like, I will have precious metals, and basically it is there not to generate an income, not to have really store value, but it really is just a hedge. So if we have to use precious metals as anything, guys, I'm here to tell you, your precious metals is not going to be what saves you. And who cares about making money when hunting, solar panel generators, power, electricity, those are going to be more valuable than an asset class, than money, guys. Like survival mode. If the US dollar does crash, that's where we're headed to. And so anything about money is really irrelevant at that point. So this is where you need to prepare to have, a seed farm. Like, you need seeds. You need rice, dry foods, like store rice and have a prepper plan. This is not going to save you. Now, there are some good precious metals dealers. I'm bringing on a new one. I'm really, really excited about my new partnership. Before I tell their name, you can just click the link below. I'm going to white label it Cortez Wealth Gold. So click on Cortez Wealth Gold, the link below, and you will have access to fast. I'm talking about real fast precious metals delivered to your door. Click that link and you can have precious metals. I don't recommend precious metals IRA. Now, if you're going to do a precious metals IRA, I would do a private coin, not a public coin, not a bullion, American Eagle, none of that garbage. Because look, When you own an IRA, guys, you're saying to the government, hey, Mr. Government, I own an IRA and you own half of it. Oh, and by the way, it's in Texas, it's in Delaware. I don't like that, man. Like, how stupid is that? But, if you buy, I just don't like it. Like, for real, man. Like, I just don't like it. I don't care about the public or private coins. Look, you're letting the IRS know you have an IRA and it's in Delaware and Texas. I don't care if it's public or private. I'm not a big fan of it, man. So please don't put all your money in precious metals IRA because the government owns the IRA and you're trying to avoid them. So it's the dumbest thing. And most of these people that promote it, they're not fiduciaries, guys. They're not fiduciaries. It's just a transactional business, and they're only your friend whenever you come with this. Plata, how would you say in Spanish, or money. And it's not, look, like precious metals is great for hedging. It doesn't generate an income, guys. And as you guys know, in order to have retirement, you need income. You need to reduce your risk and have income. This is why we have the covenant process. The covenant process basically is a process that I founded. And seriously, let me see here. And basically, all you got to understand is that we're going to invest in treasuries. Like, we're going to invest in the market, in a manipulated market. We know how to make money. We see the scanalytics. We see the AI. We see all the manipulations. You can still make money in a rigged market. I talk about shot calls all the time. Just like I told you, the banks will fail. We had, what was it? First Republic Bank fell right off on my birthday, April 26th of this past week. I was in Chicago, by the way, and I said it the week before it actually happened. And what happened? I said, look, the feds, they're probably going to raise interest rate. Call me tinfoil hat. Call me this, call me that. But I probably will say that a bank is going to fail between now and then before they even raise interest rate. I didn't realize it was going to happen 5 days later or even a week later, but boom, there it is. So I'm not BSing, man. Like, this is straight raw. Like, I'm here to tell you the truth. I'm here to tell you what it concerns me. And what concerns me is that a lot of people are buying precious metal IRAs. They don't know that, hey, the IRS owns your IRA and you haven't paid taxes on this money. When you pull money out, it's ordinary income. So guess what? How much taxes are you going to pay on that ordinary income on your IRA? It's even worse if you have an inherited IRA. You don't even know what the taxation is going to be. Now, if you have an inherited IRA, you got 5 years to pay that off if it's post 2020. So that means you got to take money out. If you got $1 million, you got to take out $200,000 in income. If you got $1 million, you got to take $200,000 in income for 5 years. That will kick your ordinary income tax bracket, your marginal tax bracket, to a whole nother ball game, basically to the highest marginal tax bracket if you're single. So you're at 39-40% plus your state tax. Guys, you're going to lose half of your working income that you go and get a job. You're going to lose half of that money to taxation because mom and dad had a inherited IRA that they gave you that they never paid taxes on, or brother did, or uncle did, or whoever. So you got to start being proactive now. Like, this is more than just funding America and avoiding the BlackRocks of the world. No, man, they're going to hit you where you're not talking about, and that is the taxation. Guys, there's over $63 trillion. I mean, in baby boomers. Like, the baby boomers have everything. Eventually, they're going to die, and the millennials are going to get everything. Like, there is massive, massive amounts of money to be made here where the government literally is going to tax on death all the capital gains, and they're going to start changing the capital gains. And you see, in stupid face Biden wants to change the capital gains to 44%, but the death tax is what's worse, and it starts with the inherited IRAs done by the Secure Act. 2.0. And that was under Trump's watch, by the way. And I'm not anti-Trump, but I'm telling you, this is how they're funding all these wars. This is how they're funding everything, is because the death tax and the taxes on your retirement is what's going to pay the bill. And if that doesn't happen, then we are going to be bankrupt. We are. I feel like we already are. Like our children's have negative checking accounts and they're not even born yet. It is terrible that the American dream is getting further and further and further to be a realization for the everyday American. You know, I'm in physical therapy, as you guys know, for my shoulder. I had frozen shoulder late December. I had a hockey injury and I just stopped using my shoulder for a month and it froze up on me. It's the worst thing ever. There's a thawing process. There's a frozen, there's a freezing. So there's a freezing, there's a frozen stage, and then there's a thawing stage. The most painful is, in my opinion, the frozen stage, when it's actually completely frozen. Your muscles are just like contracted and they're like cobwebs. Like, you ever seen those cables, that the old school cables that they're all like meshed together and you got to spend time to unravel it and ravel it, and next thing you know they're free. That's what my shoulder is. So it's my left shoulder. Anyways, they actually taught me that because of the anatomy of the body, that it now takes, in order to be a physical therapist, a licensed physical therapist, you need a doctorate degree. The average kid that goes to college for physical therapy, then PT school for 8 years, they're in the hole $200,000. Dude, like $200,000, like who has that to go to college? I mean, it is terrible what these people go through. Anyway, so I'm getting worked on by some students and they're telling me about this, and I just feel for them, man. It's just like, wow. Like how many like what are we doing to the good doctors? And so the American dream, home ownership, is at an all-time low because of Bidenomics. You know, I was in Chicago, as you guys remember, and I asked the Uber driver, like, so is it true that people getting shot up? Is it true that there's a lot of liberals in here, and that, you know, Biden's serving his third term through Joe Biden? Like, I just wanted to get a feel of a sample of Chicago and like their politics. And is it really true that they're all this, like what we see on the media? And to my surprise, he said actually it's split up pretty big. Like there are pockets of liberals that, you know, that are BLM. He said, but every city, this one Uber driver, he was Arabic. He said that every city has BLM and just they're raving. It's just Chicago, there's a high concentration of it. But he said most of them, they do not want Bidenomics. Like they're spending $100 and it's going away like if it's a $10 bill. And the kids, like, they can't even take their kids out. They can't buy shoes. They can't even buy book bags for them, school supplies. I mean, just like basic stuff that we don't even question when we buy, they are questioning to buy because it's just so expensive. So I want to say that Bidenomics is a straight fraud. Like, you can look at Bidenomics, go on Twitter, then Google it, then go on Zero Hedge, and you're going to see so many conflicting informations that really you don't even know what to believe anymore. And so because you don't know what to believe anymore, there's confusion. And we all know what confusion, where it comes from. It doesn't come from God. So which leads me to the color of money. As you guys know, I love the color of money. It's a process that I didn't found it, but it is a process that we've pretty much mastered. And so what I want to talk about is red money. People are fearing because they're in red money. If you're fearing right now, it is because you are in red money. So what is red money? For those of you that are new, I know I probably sound like a broken record to my current clients and and people that have been following me for 2 years, but it's always good just to talk about it again and again. And I'll keep on talking about it because I've been talking about it for 20 years as a licensed financial advisor. And basically, red money, the main principles about red money is that red money has unlimited losses, has unlimited gains. You don't know where it's going. There's unknown fees. You are 100% market correlated. There is no principal protection. Not only do you have unknown fees, but that looks like stocks, bonds, mutual funds, ETFs, real estate, crypto, even precious metals is red money. They're all manipulated by the people you're trying to avoid. Now, Wall Street only wants you to know about red money because me as a former broker, we get paid when you are in the market. We get paid our 1% fee, or even as a broker, we can charge you 2.5% for a stock trade on the buy and sell. And this goes on and on and on, and it goes on forever. I let go of my broker's license because I didn't like that model. I didn't like making money when people were losing money. That just wasn't a biblical principle for me. So I stopped it. And more importantly, because I had a Series 7 license, they would not allow me to do this thing here. I wouldn't be able to speak publicly or freely. And so that's why I love being on this network, because I can speak my heart out. I can literally speak uncensored. No one's not going to censor me here. And so I want to let you know, like, yeah, there is a muzzle on Wall Street. There are things that you cannot say because you have this particular license. So I got rid of this license that my whole family invested in me. It was like a college graduate, just like it was more important than my bachelor's degree, this license. And I let it go back in February 2021, I believe. And I've never looked back. I never want to get it again. I'm not a stockbroker anymore. Thank God. So we are the Bidenomics is a straight fraud, man. And I will tell you this because of the high inflation that we're in right now, Jerome Powell doesn't even know what he's doing. And I said it that he's going to raise interest rates, man. Like they always do the opposite. They always find a way to do the opposite. And whenever they hesitate, just look what they did last quarter, and they'll probably do the opposite. Like they literally have a monetary tightening going on that they don't even know what they're doing. And so when we have an unsecured or unsure Fed with the interest rates, we are going to see more volatility. Now, as the volatility index increases, I mean, it shot up to 22 last week. And right now it's hovering at 16, 18, somewhere around there. Guys, we're going to see volatility in the market. And so if you have money in the market, get ready. Get ready. You either need to be in treasuries and kind of ride out this storm, or you need to be very strategic on which portfolios you're going to select. So in red money, the reason why I get back to red money is because red money, people, brokers, even financial advisors, they specialize in just diversifying stocks, bonds, mutual funds, equities, real estate, crypto, even precious metals is all red money. They will say, you know what, Mr. Client, Mrs. Client, you need to diversify. And we're going to just buy bonds and mutual funds, and they're going to completely just diversify through all these ETFs. And it's not going to be tactically managed. It's buy and hold. Look, buy and hold worked back in the 40s and 50s. And you know, like grandma, like right now that's been out since the 1940s, they love the Magellan Fund, the Contraband Fund. Like they've had these funds for decades, and they never sold out. Like spouses have died, and before they would die, they would write it on the statements, never sell this fund, and they would die, and the spouse would get it, and they would say, well, my husband said that never sell this fund, that it's a good fund, and those were his last words on the statement, and so I'm never selling the fund. And the client is 91 years old, and they're in a volatile stock market fund that has a standard deviation of daggone 17, 18%. Why is grandma driving on a left lane going 100 miles an hour with no seatbelt? And many, many clients that I speak to, when they call, they got two problems. They got fees and risk. And they really don't have a hold on their fees, and they don't have a hold on their risk. They may think they have a hold on their fees, saying, hey, we pay less than 1%. But as I get in there and look at their statements, they're paying more than that. And then their risk is off to the charts. Their standard deviations are over 15, and they're like 70, 80 years old. Guys, if that's you, give us a call. We want to lower your standard deviation, increase your return, and reduce your fees. Like, you need managed money. Yes, we understand that. But that doesn't mean you have to be manipulated by the stock market and fees and risk. It's a three-pronged approach that will kill your retirement. So give us a call. We want to set you straight. We only want to work with patriots, with God-fearing patriots. We're not a good fit. If you voted for Biden, we're not a good fit. I'm sorry. Actually, not sorry that I'm sorry. I don't want to support you. I don't agree with what you believe in. And yeah, I don't want to do business with everybody. I only want to do business with people that love the cross, that love this country, and that love family, that give a darn about masculinity. That's the people I want to deal with. And so if that's you, give us a call. You can give us a call, 813-448-3446. Let us help you with your retirement. We're very passionate about what we do, but more importantly, we want to make sure that these risk factors do not elevate your risk of running out of money. Like, when's the last time you had peace and comfort associated with your money? Seriously, when's the last time you had peace, comfort, and security associated with your money? Very hard to do when you have bank falling out, even just last week. Yo, so check this out. In 2023, I didn't even realize this, but Wikipedia has 2023 in the history books as a banking crisis. Dude, that's crazy talk, man. Like, we just lived through history last year. 2023, like, look it up. Banking crisis of 2023. It is actually in the financial textbooks of history that we've had more bank failures in 2023 than in 2008 itself. I'm telling you guys, man, this is not going to save you. This is not going to save you. And I have precious metals. Look, so the covenant process, for those of you that don't know, the covenant process is a three-prong approach. This is what the government wants to do to you. They want to three-prong you. They want to hit you from up, down, sideways, left, and right. And how we attack them is we do the same thing. You got to be prepared. So what our solution here is at Cortez Wealth and through our America First retirement planning process is that we simply want to divide your money up into three categories. Now, I talked about red money. The other thing I want to talk about is green money. So green money, let me explain the green money. Green money is guaranteed. It's insured by, it's guaranteed and it's insured by an insurance company. It's not in the stock market. They typically offer bonuses. Right now, interest rates are high. We have bonuses on a 10-year deal, so meaning you have access to 10% for 10 years. You get a 19% bonus. Sometimes there's fees. Typically, fee could be a 0.95 annual fee. Some accounts have no fees and still offer a bonus of upward 14%. It's state specific. It's not federally specific, so it's state specific, state chartered. We really like that. Mandated by the NAIC, the National Association of Insurance Commissioners. So we like that. We don't like the FDIC and the federal garbage and the FedNow stuff. All that is federally mandated. And do you really want the federal government in your pocketbook? Well, that's only you can decide that. And do you trust them with your money? That's another issue. So in our covenant process, we believe that we should have liquidity. You should have money set aside to put in a brokerage account so that you can pay bills if you ever need to pay bills, car payments, mortgages, that high grocery bill. And maybe you're like me, that you have a high diesel gas bill. So we need income. We need income to fund our bank account so those bills can come out on auto pay and you can continue to live. but you also need a security blanket. You need a safety bucket. And this is where green money is. Now, green money are insured contracts. Is this insured? Precious metals? No, it's not. It's speculative. It's actually speculative, and it's a great hedge. And believe me, if precious metals go through the roof, we got bigger problems than money. So my question to you, for you precious metal fanatics, market goes to hell in a handbasket. It's Armageddon. What are you going to do with your precious metals? Are you going to sell it? Okay. For what currency? And what is that currency worth? So these are the questions that I have. Now, I'm not saying I don't believe in precious metals. I believe everybody should have 10, 20%, no more than 20% into the alternative bucket. And so part of our covenant process is part of it's going to be in precious metals. Yes, we have a great precious metals dealer. We got two of them, but right now I'm really a fan of our Genesis partner. You can click the link below and it'll take you right to it. And then request, hey, I want to allocate 10% of my funds to precious metals, have it shipped to your door. I don't like it in the IRA because the federal government understands that you have an IRA and they want half of it. I mean, you can split it up however you want. You can call it whatever you want. Guys, they're going to take half of your IRAs, SEP IRAs, 401ks, inherited IRAs. They're going to take half of it, man. So you got to start being proactive now. And if you don't do anything, your children are going to get murdered in taxes. They will lose more than half of it to taxation because now they got to pay money on their income, and then the money that you receive as capital gains, man, it's such a money grab, man. Like, it is so bad. So the covenant process, going back to it, we're going to stick our money in an insured account because we have insurance on our home, our car, our life, our health, our dog, even our cell phones, man. These things are like $1,500. You can spend $2,000 on these things. They're not cheap. They are not cheap. I think the cheap one was like $1,000. I have a cheap phone and I have like a personal expensive phone, and dude, they are so freaking expensive. But anyways, I forgot what to say. Oh yeah. So the covenant process, we want to make sure that we have a money set aside for growth and safety, and that we don't touch it. It's there to grow. The economy goes to hell in a handbasket. That money is insured, guaranteed, and protected because we have insurance on it. It's outside of the stock market. And here's the best part. The insurance companies have dollar for dollar reserves. If they don't, they're typically a B-rated company, which aren't bad, by the way. They typically have 93.5 cents to your dollar, 87.5 cents to 93 cents to your dollar. So strong B-rated companies are good. A- companies are great. A+ are good. But the problem with the A++ companies, the highest rating, is that they start haircutting your returns. So you want to find like a sweet spot where you have the ability to make money with an A-rated carrier that's not invested in a stock market, that's mutually owned, that's mutually held, that the policy owners actually have a say in the company. And there's only a hand-selected few of those that are existence that have been around for 50 plus years, and they have a strong Comdex score, and more importantly, they have good renewal histories and they have great histories. And honestly, they've been tried and true. They've been through the 08s of the world, the 01s of the world. Heck, they've been through the Houston floods. They've been through Mother Nature, the HARP, whatever fictitious storms out there, and the crazy terrorist attacks. They've been through it all, and clients are still safe and secured. So if you got an IRA, that's where I would put money at least half of it, to secure your bag, because you need a guarantee on that. My question to you is, where's the insurance on your retirement? Is it this? Are you kidding me? Guys, this is just a hedge. It's not meant for all your money. Don't be that naive, guys. Seriously. So we need a little bit of liquidity with our treasuries portfolio. You need precious metals. You need insurance contracts to guarantee you to have indexing working in your favor. I mean, there's indexes that made 19% last year when the S&P 500 did over 20%, with no fees and no risk. We have accounts, depending on your state, for a fee of probably what you're paying your money manager. Less than that, you can get a bonus, have protection on your money, have a guarantee, get a policy book that says, hey, my money is protected, guaranteed, insured. I would rather have that than have your money stuck in red money and have an advisor or a bank say, oh, you know what? We don't know where your money's at. And quite frankly, you're down 30%. So on your $300,000 portfolio, I'm sorry, Miss Johnson, you lost $90,000 this year or this quarter. So I go back to my heat map of the S&P 500. Like, what's your outlook on economy? What's your outlook on economy? Do you really think Bidenomics is really going to push us forward? If Build Back Better America, whatever stupid slogan this guy says, if you really believe in it, then why are you in the stock market right now? Don't give me this and that, and I have so many distractions. Your money is associated, and it doesn't even reflect of what you really are. So this is hypocritical. And you're using like excuses. You're using whatever you're telling your brain as an excuse not to make a transition because you don't like change. And what I'm telling you right now is it's going to be a problem. So do you want to fix it now? Could you fix it now, or should you fix it now? Because if you don't, I don't want you to say I should. How many times have we said that? I should have done this. I should have done that. When you could have done it. Even if it's today. Because look, I'm telling you, man, like, we've been on the money with our shot calls. Like I said, banks are going to go down. I even said about KRE, I don't even understand it, because KRE, the actual, you can see the chart now, they're pumping money into it, and the banks are not safe right now. We have massive amounts, close to $1 trillion in real estate unsecured loans that needs to be refinanced, and no one's refinancing these high interest rates. More importantly, don't be shocked. I can't guarantee it. Don't be shocked if the Fed raises interest rates again, and we'll see another slew of banks. I don't think this banking crisis is over. But I don't deal with the banks. I deal with insurance companies. They don't fall over like banks. They have reserves. Banks do not have reserves, guys. They literally have 0.74 to 1 to 2% in reserves to your dollar. Watch this little video here on fractional reserve system, or the glitch. It's pretty accurate.
What if I told you that the entire modern financial system functioned on an infinite money glitch where billions, no trillions of dollars were created out of thin air day after day, and at any point the whole system could collapse? Oh, you wouldn't be surprised? Oh, then I guess let's just end the video here. Wait. But what I just said was the truth, and it's something called fractional reserve banking, otherwise known as the infinite money glitch. Here's how it works. When someone deposits $1,000 in the bank does not hold on to all of that money. Rather, the bank will just keep 10%, $100 as reserves, and then loan out the rest, or $900, to other people or companies, charging interest on the loan, making additional money for the bank. The lendee, or the person that took out the $900 loan, then goes on to spend that money. To simplify the scenario, we'll say that that person with a $900 loan immediately paid someone else that $900. At this point, when looking at this small financial system, there's a total of $1,900 in circulation, but the bank only has $100 in reserves. But here's where the endless money glitch occurs. The person that was paid the $900 then goes to deposit the $900 in the bank again, starting the process all over. The bank would keep 10%, or $90, and then loan out the remaining $810. Then the person with the $810 loan would pay someone else, who then deposits that money in the bank, and the bank then keeps another 10%, loans out the rest, and the cycle continues. This cycle of monetary multiplication is called the monetary multiplier effect, or the infinite money glitch. In this example, $1,000 in initial capital can be transformed into $10,000 in the economy, all from nothing. $9,000 created out of thin air. Add a few zeros to those numbers and you can start to understand how much money in an economy can simply be created through fractional reserve banking. This infinite money glitch occurs because banks only have to retain a certain percentage of deposit due to liquidity requirements. The rest of the money they can go out and make money with through lending. In practice, the system of fractional reserves can create an infinite money glitch if lending and borrowing becomes irresponsible and pervasive enough throughout the society. The infinite money glitch is also metaphorically the stacking of financial dominoes. If all of the depositors were to want their money back at one time, called a run, the bank wouldn't have the funds to pay everyone back. This is why government-backed insurance, like FDIC, is a necessary protection on bank deposits. In simple terms, this is how the fractional reserve banking system works, and it's the system in place by most modern economies, including the US. The exact cash-on-hand requirements for banks in the US is set by the Federal Reserve, the central bank, which will often put banks through stress tests, simulating potential bank run scenarios or financial collapse scenarios to ensure that a banking crisis doesn't occur. This level of safety is usually enough to ensure the infinite money glitch in modern banking doesn't unravel the whole system. Usually. China is currently seeing their fractional reserve banking system fall apart as real estate loans made on fraudulent real estate are crumbling. The fractional reserve banking system is susceptible to financial fraud or misrepresentation of loans, and if the bank lends out this infinite money thinking it's all going to trustworthy borrowers, then it assumes it will get most of it back. However, if all of the trustworthy buyers end up having to declare bankruptcy, then the bank is just out of luck and on the hook. This is what the stress test the Federal Reserve puts US banks through. Tests. The central bank has default rate numbers that it simulates banks' abilities to remain liquid through. However, when anomalous and unexpected default rates occur, usually due to fraud, the system can collapse. All of this, of course, is oversimplified, but it speaks to underscore the fundamental principle to modern banking, fractional reserve banking, and the infinite money glitch that it creates.
I thought that video was great. So yeah, just be mindful. Something I learned is that these are private coins. These are much better. These are much better than your public coins. You see, the government has access to the public coins. And since it's a tier 1 currency, they can just say, you know what? We're going to impose a fine if you don't turn in your gold. If they're bullion, if you have bullion, go ahead and turn them in. But we want to make sure that that we blockchain everything and we track, trace, control you. That's what they want to do, guys. And so you got to be careful with those public coins. We want to make sure that you have private coins that are not in circulation, that can't be circulated. And so if you are looking at precious metals, then click the link below. Check out Cortez Wealth Gold, and it's my affiliate program, and they will get you the best deal on your precious metals, right shipped to your door. And then the rest of your money, like, let's get you some green money working for you. Let's have contract law protecting you. And if you're interested in that or just want a second opinion on how I can help you personally, email me. Email me at info@cortezwm.com or simply give us a call if you like to talk to somebody on the phone. I know your generation typically does. 813-448-3446. Or if you just don't want to talk to anybody and just want to set up an appointment, you can do that directly too. Just go to cortezwm.com and I'll personally give you a call, or one of my consultants will, and they're sharp. They're really sharp. Smart guys. We want to help all of America. We can't do business with everyone, but we want to help our God-fearing community, our God-fearing patriots that love the cross, that actually believe in America and don't want to see America go down. We want to link arms with you, and we want to take money out of Wall Street and put it in your favor where it's honoring your values. So if that's you, give us a call. We want to help you. I'm going to leave you with my scripture for the day. So you guys know I've been reading this awesome book. It's called 31 Decrees of Blessing for Men. I think it's like $10. You can buy it online. Pretty amazing. But very short, one of the shortest verses I probably read. And be sure of this, I am with you always. Unlike Moses, there is no need for you to cry out for the presence of the Lord. You already have it. God's word assures you of it. God promises you this in Matthew 28:20, what I just read. And be sure of this, I am with you always. When he tells you that he will be with you always, 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 always. How amazing is that? So I wanted to encourage you, no matter if the sky is falling or the S&P is falling or the BRICS are taking over or Hamas wins a war or whatever, just know that God is always with you. Well, guys, I'm out of here. It's late. I love y'all. Don't forget to like and subscribe on my Rumble channel. And if you want to talk, just give us a call, 813-448-3446, or visit us at CortezWM.com. I'm out of here.